Namaste, welcome to my channel Attitude of Gratitude. Today we
Hello.
are going to interact with a very experienced and eminent guest, Dr. Krishnamurthy. Dr. Krishnamurthy Iyer is an engineer turned behavioral scientist with a career of over 40 plus years in operations for 16 years and HR for 27 years in esteemed organizations such as Crompton Greaves Limited and Mahindra Limited. Dr. Krishnamurthy Iyer currently runs his consultancy, Karthikeya Associates, supporting medium-sized industries as a business consultant, organizational development and HR facilitator, and an international midlife career coach. Today we are going to start first of the series talk with Dr. Iyer. You can expect many more in future. Hello, welcome Dr. Iyer. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for putting me on this call. Thank you.
I'm very happy to interact with you to know about your recently published book. Name Top 3 Secrets for Becoming a High Performer, and I think subtitle is like Get Noticed and Get Promoted.
Correct.
Yeah. Do you want to add something about yourself which I must have missed?
Yeah, you have covered most of it. I mean, I would say about 75-80% you have covered. I just want to add some 2 or 3 things to that. See, one is that this is now my 4th innings at the moment.
Okay.
As a coach. The first inning was in operations, as you mentioned correctly. The second was in HR. I changed over from machines to people way back in 1984. Just because I thought that I'd be able to do a better job in HR than in the operations which I was doing. The third innings belonged to the entrepreneurial aspect. After retirement, I started my own organization called Karthikeya Associates, as you mentioned. And I was supporting, or I'm still supporting, medium-scale industries in the area of HR, business development, as a trainer, facilitator, and also as a midlife career coach whenever required. So this has been my portfolio. And one more thing is that I was always attached to academics right from beginning, in the sense that I was a faculty member at the leading institutions, and I still teach at Wellinkers and also at Chetnas in advanced HR subjects like strategic human resource management and organization design and development. These have been my forte. Just to add,
Yeah, please.
that's all. I have added whatever
Yeah.
I have. Thank you.
Yeah, what a wonderful journey you have shared. It is really an inspiring. So, Dr. Ayer, I would like to congratulate for becoming an author. So, can I know what inspired you to write a book?
Yeah. Good question. I have been thinking about writing a book for the last now 7 years. Ever since I started my entrepreneurial journey, I said now the time has come to put down whatever whatever I experienced in very simple language with a lot of self-examples. I was thinking about it, but it was only the last 7 weeks that it had gained momentum. And I must give credit here to the senior coach of Arkin Khan, Mr. Irfan Nurani, who pushed and prodded me, and out came the book just in 7 weeks' time. And the inspiration is all about those people who are stuck in their careers. Normally, what happens is when people join their organizations at the young age of, say, 2021 as a graduate trainee, to take my own example, the initial progress is there. That means we become assistant manager to manager. But then afterwards, when it comes to the middle management rung, and people aspire to go for the senior management rung, that is where the problem happens. As we all know, the organizations are triangular in structure, and there is little space on the top part. So promotions do become restricted, but some of them do get promoted to go up. And there starts the demotivation cycle if the promotion rate is not kept up. And added to that, what happens is that the boss also tells the person who you're not performing as you were doing earlier. This further demotes the person, and then performance also goes down further. So that's a vicious circle. This book is there to inspire those people to come up back in the promotion list. That is what I want to leave as a legacy. And it will also help people who are in the managerial cadre already and who have got a good promotion rate. They also will get benefited because they can accelerate their rate. It's also for people who are in HR, people who are bosses today, because this gives a quick guideline how to counsel somebody who is disgruntled. You know, what happens is that people who come saying that, you know, my name is not there on the list. What are you doing? Last year also I tried, nothing happened. So this kind of thing can also be managed very well. And I myself managed it for almost 20 years. You know, after every appraisal cycle, there is somebody coming up saying that, you know, why my name is not there. So this book is a crying need. I thought it will answer a crying need. How do we counsel those people? What is it that is required to come into the promotion list? Oh, that's the inspiration, madam. I think it's a very long answer to a very short question. You should excuse me for that.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I could resonate with whatever you shared. So it is really awesome that interesting book you've written, and it is nice to know that your book is giving secret tips one can adopt to come out of negative moments in professional life. I think our viewers would like to know more about your book, like how have you structured this book?
Yeah. So there are essentially three parts. The first part is all about causes of this going into the negative cycle and consequences of going into the negative cycle. So it's called causes and consequences. That is the first chapter. And I have taken the help of a lot of theories in organizational behavior, which includes the Maslow, the Herzberg, Porter and Lawler theory. I've applied them to actual work life. The second part is all about the three secrets and how do we get out of it. Those three secrets are also attached with one commandment each. Commandments are something which are non-negotiable and they have to be done and they have to be followed. The third part is all about the support systems which are necessary in addition to these secrets to help us go forward in that positive journey. I have also added a chapter for this pandemic and post-pandemic era so that nothing is left out in the additional support systems. So this is the three parts of the book. That's how it is structured, man.
Okay. Yes, this input what you are sharing through your book is need of the hour. I've seen my friends who are stuck in their career. Even though they are demotivated by the management, I'm sure this book is definitely useful for our viewers. So you were mentioning about commandments. So I'm curious to know what is it?
Before that, I'll just mention, you know, I got triggered by this, what you just now said. My foreword in this book has been written by Dr. Mohanty, who has been my PhD guide. And also he's my well-wisher. Today, he might be in his 80s, but an excellent gentleman. And he has written down the foreword. It's a very encouraging foreword for the book. You can actually read it. In that he has said, when he was the head of HR for a major company, a very major MNC, was the head of HR for a long time there. You know, he says that had this book come out that time, he would have been able to help those people who are stuck in their careers in his own this one. So he has gone through the book, he has reviewed it, and he has said that this should have been there at that point of time when I was the head HR. It would have helped me. So that's, you know, a validation of what I have said so far.
Very true, very true. Yeah. Yeah. Can you elaborate on the commandments? That's what I'm very curious to know that.
Commandments, I'll just give you one example of the commandment which is there.
Yes, yes.
Commandment is something which is, you know, a practice which is non-negotiable, which is to be done. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
It is talk to people, not about people. So if I have got something to say about Gauri, something which I'm not happy with Gauri, something which I, you know, I want to, something negative I want to say about the way you behave and all that, I just set the assumption. Then I should talk to you directly, talk to people, not about people. There's no point in talking to Sodamini or talking to Rajini. Hey, look at her, you know, she doesn't bother about this, she has no courtesy, this, that. It's not going to help. It's going to make matters worse because those people will also talk to you at some point of time. And then the gap between you and me in in terms of relationship is going to increase further. So if you stop this so-called gossip, when I talk to a third person, avoiding that and talking to the person directly will always help. It might lead to some sparks, but sparks which are outside can be extinguished. But those sparks which go under the carpet will ultimately burn the carpet without knowing, without even being aware of that fact. The carpet will burn slowly. We'll never know about it. Best is to come out and talk directly. So talk to people rather than about people. This is a commandment, and this is non-negotiable in this journey. Like that, there are two more.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. So yeah, it is such a nice commandment you have shared with our viewers, and definitely I can relate because I also experienced this gossip thing, like how it spoils the culture of the organization. So it is our like decision to protect all this negativity in our professional life.
I'm triggered to give you one more example. Just like this, what you said just now. When you say something, it triggers off something else in me. You said that this is true, gossip and all that. I'm saying when the person is in a demotivated state, there is more likelihood of him gossiping because he will talk about to his friends on the canteen table. He will talk to them at the morning tea break. Look at my boss. What he thinks of himself. Instead of talking to the boss directly, if he talks to to his colleagues, that will ultimately reach the boss one point of time, and the boss will become further angry with him now.
Yes. It brings what outcome we need also. That's really true. So we need to be straightforward. Yeah. And what is unique about your book, Dr. Iyer?
Unique is, okay, I would say three things. One is that it is written in a very simple language. It can be read in one go. Suppose you pick it up at the airport, by the time the flight ends, the book is done. It is also a guide for a guidebook for the HR practitioner, and is also for the boss who would like to counsel his subordinate. So at that point of time, they can always come back to the book. So first take a helicopter view and then take a micro view. So macro to micro, when we go, we'll get the book in full bloom. So that's the unique part. So one is simplicity. Second is it benefits when we go from macro to micro. And the third thing is there are so many examples given in the book, and most of them are drawn from my own experience. So it looks very, very real. It's not that it is hypothetical example. And there is no gyan in that. Ye kar lo, wo karo. This is what has been seen. This is what happens when this happens. So from there, the reader can draw the inference rather than telling the reader you should do this, you should do that. I think this is the three unique points about the book, ma'am.
Yeah, I am convinced that your book indeed is unique in the way, like it is simple so that anybody can implement. So knowledge is useful only when you implement. That's what I believe in.
Perfect.
So definitely it is user friendly and will be a great tool for individuals who are stuck in their career. And what are the values you believe in?
My first value is contribution. Contributing to the world. You can see the profile that I have, helping small scale industries or medium scale industries in these areas. So contributing to people's lives, that is one, the first value I have. The second value is all about fitness. And I believe in, fitness at all four levels. That is physically, mentally, that is also emotionally. Then intellectually, keep sharpening the intellect as much as possible. I've been in touch with Academy, as I mentioned earlier, continuously talking to young people, the master's courses and all that. So it keeps me intellectually very young. The fourth one is spiritual growth, spiritual side. So fitness on all four levels, that is the second value. The third value is enthusiasm, which I feel is the bedrock of any meaningful activity that we do. Without enthusiasm, the activity very rarely comes to a fruition. The fourth value that I have is perseverance. I don't say, I don't give up something after I've started that. I'll take you to an example, which was in school. There was an inter-school athletic meet, and I used to run the mile race. That was my favorite sport. Now, 25 people were there from various schools, all of us at the starting point. The conductor, on your marks, get set, and he fires a gun. So everybody starts running. So we started running. There were 8 rounds, 8 furlongs equal to 1 mile those days. Now, of course, all meters. And when I reached my 5th or 6th lap, I found out of 25 who started, there were only 5 people. On the 6th lap, only 3 people. Then I realized that these 3 people are the gold, silver, and bronze winners. And they finished the race. And I was still on the 7th lap. But I continued the race. I did not stop it there. And you will not believe, in the last round, the audience, the stadium was standing up and cheering. Whereas the cheering which they did for the first, second, and third on the podium was much less compared to that. Perseverance is taking up something with a cause, of course, with a purpose, with a cause, but not to leave it halfway. So I call it perseverance. That has helped me. Even a PhD has taken almost 7 years to complete, because first I had to do my MPhil, and then I had to register myself for PhD, and then again there were some challenges, but then I did not leave it. Most people leave their PhD somewhere in between because of the hard work involved or whatever happens in between. But with my family in tow, God's grace actually, family, work, as well as academics, PhD, all 3 I was able to manage. So this again, perseverance is a major value for me, perseverance. Then there are 2 more. One is appreciation, appreciating people for the good in people. First of all, to sense the good in people and appreciate them. And the final one is gratitude. Gratitude for whatever is happening in my life. It's all about the cosmic consciousness or Almighty that we call, that things are happening here. Whatever happens for good and for a reason, known to the Almighty. I trust Him. This is that gratitude thing. And these are my 6 core values. This question actually is, I ask this question of values when I'm interviewing candidates for senior positions. When some company wants me to sit on the panel and then interview people like head HR or head marketing, head operations, this question I ask, what are your values? And you asking me the same question. So I now feel I'm on the other side of the table.
Hats off to your perseverance. I'm really impressed the way your core values. I agree with you that our core values guide to take right decisions in our life, to perform better, to be happy. It is such an amazing thing to know your core values are like contribution, fitness, appreciation, and gratitude, which definitely I believe in. So,
thank you.
yeah. Before we close, Dr. Iyer, do you want to give any message to our audience?
One message comes to my mind, and this is about mindfulness. Be mindful of whatever we are doing at any point of time. Mark my words, I'm not saying be mindful of whatever you are doing. I'm saying whatever we are doing, whatever I am doing, because that I think is a very, very great quality, being mindful. The problem is that we are getting almost 50,000 plus thoughts in a day. That you must be also knowing. Research has shown that these thoughts move like clouds in our mind, and we hook them on. Sometimes we hook on to a thought, and then we either go to the past or we go to the future. When you go to the past, it is like, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. When you go to the future, now I have to see this year, now last year there was no promotion, now this year let me see. Again, we get hooked to the future there. But when we are mindful, means we are in the present. And in the present moment, we can take the best decisions. We can respond very appropriately to people. All that happens when we are mindful. So this is what, I would like to say.
Yeah, such a valuable message you have shared to our audience. I totally believe in being in present. So, anything else you would like to add?
I think I would trust that the readers, I wish all the best to my readers. Whoever is interested in this book and he picks it up, read every word, every line, every paragraph, every chapter carefully, and implementation of that will lead to personal transformation. That's all.
Yes, yes, definitely. Implementation is the key to success. Yeah, we get many information and knowledge from different sources, but we need to be implementing all those things. Yeah, I think we should have one more interview with you on mindfulness because it will be very interesting to know from you. So, thank you so much for taking out time to be here, to interact, to share your knowledge, and add value to our audience. We'll come back again with one more interview soon. Take care, sir. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very well. I mean, you're an amazing person, I would say. Very nicely you have conducted this interview. I know you put me at complete ease when I was answering these questions. So that goes to your credit. Completely at ease, and like a natural interaction this has been. So
It's my
that's
pleasure,
your
sir.
actually strength actually.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.